Hi folks, we're back with more of the remake of Quest for Glory 2. And as you can see here, oh my, what is happening here? It looks like we've run into a Terrorsaurus. There are a few things I wanted to do with this video. First of all, I did want to fight a Terrorsaurus because I haven't actually successfully done so before, and so I wanted to show off what happens when you fight against a Terrorsaurus and win. Even though it's pretty straightforward, you defeat it and then it dies, but I haven't done so successfully in the remake, so I wanted to go ahead and fight one of them just so that we can see what it's like now. My character is built up enough now that I should be able to do this reasonably easily. So let's go ahead and take this guy on. They're quite tough, both in terms of their offensive and defensive strength. You can see that they take a lot of damage, and their attacks also hurt pretty bad if you let them hit you. One attack in particular that I want to show off if I can. Come on. They do this really fast rushing attack, which is kind of crazy to watch if you can get them to do it. He's just kicking me. You have defeated the mighty Terrorsaurus. Yeah. One thing that Erpy mentioned in a previous video when I died at the hands of a Terrorsaurus, or claws of a Terrorsaurus, is you don't want to corner these things. If you actually try to corner them, they will attack like nuts. If you give them some room to go back and forth, then they'll kind of jiggle back and forth like this one did. But anyway, yeah, they die. I think they are actually two different poses that they can die in. This is one of them, and the other one is closer to what they looked like in the original Quest for Glory 2. It's just matching you, but you can't get anything from them. There's no treasure, and unlike ghouls, you can't get claws, and unlike scorpions, I mean, you can't get any body parts off them. There's no money in them at all. The only reason you really want to fight them is if you're a fighter character, then you get, I think, 3 points. Or whatever it is. You get points, like you get puzzle points, adventure points for defeating them, as I just did. Let me see if I can try this again and just show off that rushing attack that they do. Because it's pretty crazy the first time you see it. I'm pretty sure that they did not do that in the original Quest for Glory 2. But you need to give them a little bit of room. When you're kind of like one step away from them like that, that's when they do it. Except this guy just keeps stepping towards me. I think the game calls it the headbutt move. Let me take a step back and see if he'll do it. Come on. There's no taunt button in this game. Come on, why isn't he doing it now? They constantly do it when I fight them off camera, but when I'm actually trying to record it so that you can see it, well, it's so fast you can barely see it anyway, but let me try one more time. You can hardly see it because it goes right by, but basically it's literally just that. The Terrasaurus just takes this giant leap towards you. It's not that big of a leap, but it's just really fast. It takes this incredibly rapid thrust forward and just tears into you and knocks you down. It's pretty hard to counter against. I don't know that there is a way to counter against it. I'm pretty sure that it's one of those things that is just happens too quickly for you to actually... I can't believe he's not doing it. Well, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, this is pretty much fighting with a Terrasaurus. One good thing about them is they don't defend at all, so, you know, they don't block your attacks, but their attacks also hurt you pretty badly. So there you go, that's what it's like to fight a Terrasaurus. And one other thing that I did want to do is fight a Ghoul, and Ghouls only come out at night, so here's a saved game where we're fighting against a Ghoul. Or, well, we've just encountered a Ghoul, and now we're about to fight against it. Here we go. So, Ghouls are pretty different in this remake as opposed to the first game. In the first game, they pretty much just attacked you in a straightforward way. Now Ghouls are magic users, and, like, see, he cast a spell to, I think, to replenish himself or something like that. Oh, and he has this acid pool kind of spell that he'll cast which will knock you down, because it'll put you in an acid pool like we just saw. There he goes again. And so and they have some kind of phasing spell like that, where you swing at them and you hit them, but it doesn't actually do them any damage because they're basically just ghosts for that moment. So that's pretty, I don't even know how you counter against that. I think you pretty much just have to wait until they die. Or until they... I think usually what people do is you just wait until the Ghoul runs out of magic points, especially at the higher skill levels. Just wait until the Ghoul casts a lot of magic spells and runs out of points. So basically just try to dodge his spells, and then when he runs low on magic, then you can go in for the kill. And of course, Ghouls have claws that you can take. With a feeling of disgust, you remove the ghoul's claws and take them with you. And you get points for taking the ghoul claws as well. Check out that cursor, man. It's like a Freddy Krueger kind of ghoul cursor. That's awesome. That is like the most awesome inventory item cursor ever. Ghoul claws are horrible things to look at. You're carrying too. Alright. So that's what it's like to fight a ghoul on the low game skill setting. But I did also want to show off what it's like to fight ghouls on high skill settings. So here's me with the game difficulty, the game skill cranked up to the top. And you can't see it. It's grayed out because the game designers of the remake decided to not let you change the game skill when you're in the presence of a monster and about to fight. Again, I find that rather annoying, but I'm sure it's another deliberate design decision on their part. But anyhow, this is, you can't see it, but I have turned the game skill all the way up to maximum. Let's see what it's like to fight a ghoul on high skill. It's a little crazy. And I'm going to try to give the ghoul a little bit of room in this fight, because they have some really crazy spells that they'll whip out of... Why is he not doing it? Why is he just standing there? Maybe you have to smack them around a little bit first before they'll really go crazy. Sometimes it's hard to get them to actually do anything. Which is kind of... See, now they have this kind of spitting attack. He spits... Oh, and there you go. There go the skull bombs. They have some kind of skull grenades or something to throw, and he spits some kind of black thing at you. And of course, you still have the acid pool. Whoa! Holy smokes! So there you go. That wall of flame also is... Yikes. Okay, so you can see he's running low... Or he was running low on magic points. But they replenish them fairly quickly when you have the difficulty cranked up as well. So, Woo. Oh, crud. Yeah, that wall of fire is crazy. About to die. Oh, man. Fighting these things is no joke on high difficulty. They have all this stuff that they throw at you that... Oh, I think he hurt himself with his own skull grenade. That's nice. But yeah, they have the skull grenades, they have that firewall, they have the things that they spit at you, and he just killed me. I almost killed him, but he... One ghoul, and I'm a pretty built-up character by now, and this ghoul still killed me. They're pretty tough on high difficulty, and they have a lot of spells that they'll whip out at you. Okay, so there you go. So that's what it's like to fight a Terrorsaurus and a ghoul. So I think we've pretty much seen what it's like to fight all the desert monsters in the remake now. So what I'll go ahead and do to finish off this video is finish off day 4 by going back to our usual midnight chats thing. This is the 4th midnight chat. So let's go ahead and sit down, and as usual we can talk about adventures and talk about kata. So let's talk about adventures. You tell about your arrival in Spielberg and how you're welcomed by Sheriff Meisterson.
The sheriff was a very kind man who had dinner at our inn at times together with his wife and assistant. He was always very eager to listen to tales about our homeland. We had heard that the Baron never left his castle, so Spielberg was very lucky to have the sheriff there to represent the town and maintain order.
Alright, and we talk about kata. We ask Shimina and Shima about their journey to Spielberg.
Saying goodbye to all our friends and relatives was difficult, but I was pleased to see how supportive everyone was. We sold the inn we were running at the time so we would have funds to obtain new supplies during the trip. Our fellow kata promised they would send us support and aid whenever we were in need of it. We first headed to the citadel of Petalumir to the north of here. From there we took another caravan following the coast of the Med Sea and then headed north towards the kingdom of Sangerhafen. Every time we reached a new land, we sent a letter back to our kin in Shapir to let them know our whereabouts, and every time we stopped in a new land we visited the Adventurers Guild in order to learn about the local news.
Alright, great. And that's it. Yeah, you've already told them that story. Alright, that's it. And then the usual drinking tea with them before they go home for the night. Alright, that's it. So that's really, that's all I'll do for day 4. Just fight those couple of monsters just so I can get the points and get the ghoul claws, of course. And, yeah, and just show off what happens when you talk to Shimina and Shima at night. So, that's all. Oh, and actually, since I have a little bit of time, one person did mention in the video where I showed off the Saurus shop. If you go here to the Saurus shop and give this guy your title and registration for your Saurus, whoops, I don't want to drop it, I just want to pick it up. If you try to show it to him, Sorry, mister. Don't have any spare parts for that model lying around. It'll take some time to order them. So, yeah. Somebody mentioned that as a little, I don't know if you'd call it an Easter egg or what. It's not really an Easter egg, just a funny little message. That's about the only real conversation you can get out of Salt the mechanic. Okay, that's it for day 4. We will see you folks later when day 5 begins in the VGA remake of Quest for Glory 2. Thanks for watching, folks. See you later. Bye-bye.